Hello everyone. I would want to welcome everyone for the today's session on how to plan your reproductive career by Apollo Fertility. To speak on this topic today, I would want to welcome our Dr. Rita Modi. She is from Apollo Hospital, Apollo Fertility from Thane Center. She is a senior fertility consultant. She's an in-house consultant with us and a very well-known and wonderful person, I would say. To give a brief background about our doctor, she has done her MBBS, MD, and DNB into obs and gynae, and her fellowship into reproductive medicine. She is very well known in this field and has a very good experience. And we are all looking forward to hear from her that how do we plan a reproductive career, because in today's world, when everyone is planning for their own career, no one has really talked about how to plan these things, which is very important. So ma'am, we all look forward to hear from you. The session is all yours.
Thank you so much, Aarti, for your kind words of introduction. Hello, everybody. We are going to discuss something as a very friendly chit chat. We are not going to make it medically difficult discussion. So it's something which is very obvious, but no one talks about it. Why and how should we plan our reproductive career? As we all know, in our limited lifespan, today we have so many things to do, so many avenues to explore that we want to fit in everything together. But smartly, how we do it is we plan everything and then we try to fit in maximum whatever we can. So we think a lot and we plan a lot about academic career, professional career, or even smaller things in our life. For example, a kitty party or a trip, we plan them well. So why not about our reproductive career? So my discussion basically is aimed at sensitizing our young adults, our youngsters, or also the seniors who can help guide some youngsters in their family or friends about what is the importance of planning your reproductive career. Now, reproduction or having a baby is something which is universal and a natural thing. That is why we have a tendency to not really plan about it. No one really plans to have a heart disease and how to tackle or something like that. But this is something where planning is going to take you a long way. I'll just tell you how. India is a young country. You will be astonished to know that we have a caseload of more than 27 million couples who are facing difficulty in conceiving. This is only Indian data, and probably there are more numbers added to it. We want to reduce this suffering. We don't want our youngsters to get into a situation where they'll find it difficult to conceive a child, or something which we take very naturally is not happening. This leads to a lot of stress, pressure from the society, from the family, and a sort of loss of self-image when once you're trying to do something which is very natural, which your friends are having naturally, easily, you are not able to have it. So this is not something we are going to be happy with. So can we do something to prevent that? Can we do something to improve our natural potential of having a child? Can we do something that we are not going to get into a situation where it's going to be difficult and then we are going through endless cycles of treatment or something? So how do we start? First of all, why it is important? Because one thing is age, especially the woman's age. I might sound biased, but that is how human biology is. The number and quality of eggs that a woman is capable of producing is strongly related to age, and as age increases, the number and quality of eggs both go down. So it is not only getting a conception that becomes difficult, but also carrying a pregnancy. So miscarriage rates are higher, or even getting a baby with some sort of abnormalities like Down syndrome, that also increases. Then, if age is on the higher side when you're trying to conceive, there's a more likelihood that some or the other general health illness has come in, for example, diabetes, high blood pressure, or some sort of gynecological issue like fibroid, endometriosis, all those things start creeping in. So when you are relatively younger, when you have planned your reproductive career well, before all those things set in and they can act as a deterrent in your life, you can work on them. How does planning a reproductive career help? It will empower you to be able to have a child as and when you are completely ready for it, To avoid a pregnancy when you don't want it currently, it will help you in preparing very well, as in when you want a pregnancy or whatever gap you want to keep between two pregnancies. And uh, it will help you in having a child which is a resulted from a planned pregnancy is healthier compared to the one which results from an unplanned pregnancy, because it is more likely that you will keep yourself healthier when you are planning a pregnancy. You are going to take better care of yourself. And also, imagine a situation where suddenly a couple realizes that they have a pregnancy, they are not mentally prepared, they have not career wise prepared for it, they have not worked out about the support system. Suddenly, they will find themselves in a soap. So, we can avoid all those situations. We can take control of our life. That is what we would want. So, when you have planned and prepared for a pregnancy, you will know when you want a pregnancy, how many children you want, what is the gap. Do you need to work on your relationship with your partner? Are you comfortable in that relationship? How strong that relationship is? Is your relationship likely to change once you embark upon a pregnancy? Then, how financially prepared you are. Pregnancy is related to its own expenditure. Have you found out about the health insurance, the medical insurance, the health benefits that your company, your organization can provide you? Those kind of things. Then, have you worked on a support system? Have you spoken to your mother, family? Luckily, in India, we have our extended families or our parents who pitch in very willingly, very keenly to help us raise our child. So, have you worked on your support system? Have you worked out how academic career or professional career you would want to interdigitate with your plans to have a family? And very importantly, supposing you want to delay a pregnancy for a long period for whatever reason, your career requirement, you want to go abroad, work there for some time, experience, whatever. In such a situation, there's an option now that you can preserve fertility for several years. Like a single woman who doesn't have a partner currently wants to delay pregnancy but is worried that her egg function might go down, can store her eggs in an IVF center. Similarly, men can also store semen in certain situations. For example, if they have some disease which could be detrimental or some treatment they is impending which can impair their fertility potential. In that case, even sperm can be kept frozen in a fertility center, which can be utilized later to have a biological child. So, how do you plan and prepare? Few things as we already discussed that we start thinking about when to do, how do we fit it in with our career, with our academic career. Have we prepared financially? With the how we physically prepare ourselves for having a child. So, which means that we would have to keep ourselves in the best possible health. So, if there are any health related issues, for example, if anyone has got, say, hypothyroidism, polycystic ovaries, or the man has got some health related issue, then that has to be, first of all, treated and controlled. You need to have a very good lifestyle. If there are any weight related issue, overweight, underweight, excessive BMI, that has to be worked on. You need to have a very good lifestyle when you are going to embark upon a pregnancy. Uh, well, eat healthy, eat everything that nature has given us in moderation, correct quantities, correct balance. Balance is the key. Then be physically active. So dedicated exercise hours, at least 150 minutes of intense activity per week is recommended. And beyond that also you need to be physically active. So for a short walk, say for example you're going to pick something from the local market, do not use your scooty or your car, use your legs. So that is going to keep you physically active. Work on your mental health. uh, as Indians, we have been blessed with yoga and meditation techniques. We all grow up with them. You can use them or whatever you want to improve your mental health. Then uh, get your checkups done to see if you have any pre-existing health related issue that can be worked upon. Then prevent all sorts of other diseases, avoidable infections, get your COVID shots taken in this today's circumstances, have your rubella shots taken, tetanus toxoid. So as per local requirement, whatever vaccinations are necessary, then take prenatal supplements like folic acid, look at your vitamin D levels, look at your vitamin B12 levels. It is common in India to have deficiency of vitamin D and vitamin B12. So take your supplements. Have a preconceptional counseling session with a good counselor. Have your preconceptional premarital checkups done as and when applicable. And whenever you are ready for a pregnancy, you are in best of health. Of course, it goes without saying that addictions have to be kept to a minimum. Alcohol has to be strictly limited. Uh, Recreational drugs have to be avoided. Smoking is totally not considered a good idea when you are trying to conceive, because it has got long-lasting negative effects on sperm health as well as egg health, and also on the health of a baby. Why, if a mother is a smoker while she's carrying a baby, it can have health effect on the baby and also the mother's outcome. So these things have to be kept in mind. Uh, we need not have an ostrich like attitude, because in India sometimes we grow up not ever talking about or thinking about what will happen in future as far as our uh, uh, you know marital life or sexual life or reproductive life is concerned. But today's youngsters are well aware, well educated. They need to give it a thought how they would want to have a family, which way, and how they would want to continue with their careers and other requirements of life, while they are also realizing their dream of having a baby. At the same time, I would like to say that supposing when you're a couple who's trying to conceive and you have not seen success for a reasonable period of time, then you need to contact healthcare earlier, because it is very well known that out of the couples who are trying to conceive, most of them will conceive in 1 year of trying. So post 1 year, if you have not had any success, you need to get in touch with the healthcare. Fertility physicians can help you. This is useful because if you contact healthcare earlier, when relatively your potential is better and the duration of trying and not being successful is not very high, then your actual time of conceiving, or we call it TTC, time taken to conceive, will be less. And please remember that most of the couple who are facing difficulty in conceiving, at least 80% of them will conceive with very simple methods. Some counseling, little bit medication, little bit here and there correction of some factors can help them get a success. Around 20% will require some or the other assisted reproductive technologies, which could be IUI, which is a very simple form of treatment, wherein the husband's semen sample is taken, prepared in the lab, and placed inside the lady's body at the correct time, which is close to the time that the egg is going to be available in the system for fertilization. And there will be some cases where this is not working or not applicable, or there are other major issues. In those cases, one can look at an IVF cycle, wherein eggs are harvested from the lady's body, sperm is taken from the male partner or the husband, and embryos are created in the laboratory, grown to a certain extent, and then placed back inside the womb of the lady to create a pregnancy. So that is how an IVF is going to help. So whatever treatment, if at all is necessary, will have a better impact, will have a better result if you have planned it well, and if you know when to start, and how to start your fertility treatment. Um, then all said and done, when you are actually carrying a pregnancy, when you have been successful either naturally or with some medical help, because you have planned it well, it is less likely that you are going to have some of the stressful situations like dealing with the baby, postpartum depression. So those entities are real. You will be in a better position to care for the child, care for the family, and take care of yourself as well. And once you have developed good habits, because you've been trying to conceive with a certain plan in mind, you will be in a better position to take good care of your own health postpartum, and while you are recovering from that, and while you are getting back to normal, getting back to work, or in future you are planning your next pregnancy. So the healthy habits will have to be with you. They will have to continue being with you. So I hope this discussion has been useful for some of the youngsters at least. So if yes, then I'll consider this as a fruitful exercise. We can see some of the questions. I think we can take some of the questions. RT is asking, egg can be frozen, but does this have any impact on the quality of egg later when we want to use it, and how long can we keep it frozen? I'll answer the second part first. How long we can keep it frozen? Essentially, we can keep it frozen till as long as we need. All these are cost intensive. So my advice to the couple or to the lady will be, keep it for only the period that you need it for. Say for example, you want to delay your pregnancy for 5 years time, so then you keep it frozen only for 5 years. Do not keep it, because this will unnecessarily incur a cost and won't be of any use to you later once you are done with your family. Then about the quality, theoretically you are right, but in general there is a 70% recovery rate, which is in today's time, uh, that the without hampering the egg quality, there's a 70% chance that the eggs will be recovered. So per se, no, it is not known to have any major impact that way on the egg quality. There have been many examples now of pregnancies happening with frozen eggs. uh, so yes, this is something that especially a single lady who doesn't have a partner can opt for, who wants to delay pregnancy. But for those who are married, who have a partner, for them embryo freezing is a better option if they want to delay a pregnancy. Another user is asking, what is the ideal age for starting the family? Well, when you think you are physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, every way prepared for a pregnancy, that is the ideal time. So, ideally, couples, both partners should be in 20s, at least mid 20s, early 20s. 23 and beyond for the lady is the recommended age for starting any fertility treatment. So whenever you are ready is a good time to start the family. Okay, so further questions we can take later. So with this, we'll bring this session to an end. Thank you so much.